guys. It's just been a hot day today. Been moving sheep around, trying to get as much out on pasture as I can to save some hay. And as I was feeding tonight, Casper came out and he tangled with a porcupine sometime during the evening. So I am taking dog food to the house to feed the dogs, grab something to drink, and then grab my husband and some hemostats and hope he behaves, the dog, not my husband, and that we can get these out of him. He locked himself in the shop. As soon as he came out to eat, as soon as I looked at him, I said, Casper, you can't eat with those in there. And he just toddled right into the shop and laid down by the bathroom like he knew that that's where he needed to be. So, yeah, that's the plan for right now. And then we need to move the sheep into the slough and get them locked in there for the night. Okay, so I am losing my voice, but I think we kind of have a plan as to how to make this all work. We did get all of the porcupine quills out of Casper's face. Thankfully, Patty had nothing in her face. But my daughter's at the crossroads. Rocky's gonna push the sheep this way, and I'm gonna stay up here. I'm gonna park the pickup and hope they don't go into this field. So I've parked the pickup in hopes that they won't go into the field. The goal is to get them into the slough, which means getting them through this gate. But they do have the potential that they could go around the pond and go through here. So I'm going to stick over here in the weeds. And we're just gonna hope that everybody goes where they need to go without this being a huge ordeal. Spooked up some deer. My biggest fear is that I'm not gonna be able to turn them quickly from here to go into the slough before they keep trying to go through the road, and that they'll slip past the pickup before I can get them pushed. Got a bad leg. What's wrong? Okay. How does that not hurt her feet? She just kicked off her shoes and she's taking off running. I guess at that age I could do that too. There's about 20 head that went the wrong direction. So my husband went to go round them up. But that actually went smoother than I thought. They went right where I wanted them to go. So hopefully this last group will go right where we want them to go too. Well, this is not the wake-up call I needed at 5:30 this morning. I didn't figure the flock would come out of the slough on day one, but apparently they decided they didn't want to be in there. So I don't know how they even got out. I didn't think there were any holes in the slough, but that's gonna apparently be my project for today once we get done with the parade. Well, we managed to survive the parade. We're just doing some running in town. He needed some chemical for the sprayer so he could spray weeds this weekend, and I needed to pick up some prescriptions and some groceries because we are running a little low in the house on some just little things. And then when we get home, I need to go figure out where my sheep got out, how they got out, and probably do some fence building, which I was not expecting and I'm not looking forward to in this heat. So it may be a 6 o'clock
play in the outdoors when it's cooler tonight instead of when it's 89, 90 degrees out. Well, that is a pretty obvious answer as to how they got out last night, early this morning. They just dumped my whole gate, which is disappointing because that was brand new twine I put on most of it. And they just snapped it. So I will have to probably wire this gate up to keep them in. All right, instead of fighting the sheep tonight, we're just going to go ahead and feed them in the feedlot. And tomorrow I will basically spend the day fixing fence, and I hope it's not as hot as it was today. I think this whole week is supposed to be hot. So hopefully my daughter will get around to finishing shearing what's in the barnyard here, and then we can start shearing get back to shearing what's out back in the feedlot, and then we will be moving on quicker than we were last year. But yeah, they've got... Good morning, guys. The plan for today is to tear down some fence. Actually, probably the plan for all of July is to be tearing down fence. But to keep them in the slough, I think I need to tear down a section of fence and rebuild a weak spot. And then maybe tonight or tomorrow, we'll see how far we get tonight. Today's kind of a busy day. Between me getting this torn down and he's spraying weeds, and then we have to go to town tonight. He's got radio in the morning, so we've got to hit the office. Oh, he left the gates open. Okay. I'm like, why are all the gates open? He was spraying last night. He left gates open, but it's okay because the sheep are locked up. But I want to start tearing down the east side fencing and get that redone this year. But to do that, I have to lock everybody in the slough, which has a ton of feed. And then, but I want to get this problem side of this fence taken care of to keep them in, and then hopefully that will, instead of having the wood posts, put in some T-posts that will hold the fence, the panel gate a little bit better. But I think, I'm trying to decide, he wants me to go up to the water, which I think is where the cattails are, and pull out the fence. So, like right in here somewhere, and just tear out that section, which is kind of a problem section. It may not look like it, but this field is actually coming back a lot better and a lot quicker than the north field did. So we haven't even made it through across once, and it's actually doing really well. So I'm very happy with how it is. So hopefully next weekend, I think, or sometime this week, depending on how far he's gotten with the swather, we'll swath the north field. All right, everything is cleaned up. I'm debating about pulling those 2 posts in the morning. I might bring the loader out, pick up all these branches, pull these 2 wood posts, and then decide if I'm going to find some panels or if we're going to stretch wire from the tree to this post, and then I will need to get a panel from this post to this post, And then we'll have to get another panel right here, which I think I have. And that should keep them from knocking this side down.